Welcome to Meares Show, Mo.
Meares.
Week 15 is here.
Playoff races are heating up.
Fantasy is heating up.
It is semifinals this weekend.
I scraped through last week.
It's an amazing
Ryan Matthews
story.
got -6 rushing yards in the second half. And I was going up against him and Jonas Gray. And I was up 1.5 points at halftime. And I won my game.
Yeah, I thought I had a good story because I was up 15 going against Randall Cobb against that horrible Atlanta defense. I thought I was done. He didn't put up the points. No. We both snuck through in our leagues to semifinals. So that's awesome.
That is awesome. We're going to do one game. We're going to do the biggest game of your life.
Well, it's the biggest game in the NFL this week, to be honest. I mean, whoever wins this game is going to make the playoffs. Whoever loses isn't going to make the playoffs.
I'm going to think that the loser of the Dallas-Philadelphia game, after last night with Arizona winning.
Correct.
The loser of the Dallas-Philly game is not going to make the playoffs. Because Arizona smoked Dallas and Philly.
Yeah, and you got Detroit, who has the same record as Eagles and Dallas.
Yeah.
And they got Minnesota, so I don't see them losing. So, yeah, you're going to be a game behind with 2 to play. It's going to be hard. You would need a lot of help if you lose this game. But then we're going to kick it to the podcast because we've gotten such rave reviews for the podcast. People are loving it. I mean, if you haven't listened to the podcast, it's us just bantering back and forth about NFL first, but then just anything that you can imagine. And it's great. So make sure you subscribe on iTunes. You can just search for Mo Meares, subscribe, or go to momeares.com. All our podcasts are listed on there also. So if you don't have an iPhone, if you're not in the 21st century, you can look it on the website.
I didn't know what he was talking about when he said iPod, iCast. What is it? It's the whatever it is, the podcast. I listened to this dude. We ended up on Showtime. That's where our next move is. But we will give you the video for the one game.
Yeah.
And you have to tell me what's going to happen in this game because I'm going to tell you right now, if your Eagles don't win, we're in trouble.
Yeah, so Eagles are favored 3.5 at home. They beat the Cowboys 33-10 in the first matchup on Thanksgiving. The Cowboys had trouble with the Eagles' pace. Now, it was a short week. This time it's a long week. They've had 10 days to prepare. I think it's going to be a close game. But if the Eagles can dominate the line of scrimmage like they did in Week 13, both offensively and defensively, so that means McCoy's got to run the ball. The running game allows Sanchez to throw the ball. As we saw from last week, if the game's on his shoulders, it's not going to be good. He just can't. He can't find the open receivers. I watched the fucking all 22 coaches tape. He was missing open receivers left and right. He just wasn't even seeing them. It was a joke. So I need him to run the ball, play good defense, get pressure on Tony Romo, stop DeMarco Murray, and it's a win. It's simple. It's the same formula as last time. They'll cover the 3.5. They're going to win the NFC East.
Dallas is 6-0 on the road.
They are.
I don't understand that.
That worries me.
I don't get that at all. Eagles fans, if it goes bad in the first 3 minutes, they can turn.
Well, yeah.
And that can be a factor. That can be a factor.
It could be, but it's not going to go bad in the first 3 minutes.
This is the thing that Eagles have to do. They have to establish that matchup because right now you got Seattle and you got Green Bay, and they are pretty much the 2 best teams as far as what they put on the field.
For the NFC, correct.
For the NFC.
Without a doubt.
Now you got the Eagles and Dallas on a secondary level playing against each other to figure out whether or not they can compete against those 2. Now, if you have to go to Seattle, now Arizona last night really made it hard for Seattle to get the home field.
Well, Seattle just wins out, and they get home. They'll get home field.
Okay, that's fine.
They'll get a first round bye.
That's fine, and then Green Bay will. Now we're not even talking about Dallas or Philly going anywhere because maybe they can squeak through the first round. But I'm going to tell you that the South team, whatever comes out. Don't get it twisted. The last time a losing team made the playoffs,
Seattle.
They beat New Orleans.
Yeah, they stopped
New Orleans wins out, they're in. Atlanta wins out, they're in.
Yeah.
And as far as explosiveness and playing for nothing, that will be those 2 teams.
You realize that neither of those teams are going to win out, though. They're going to be under 500. But
yeah, that's fine. They will be under 500. And Carolina's like. I think the best thing that happened to Carolina was Cam Newton getting in the car accident.
Doing a flippy flip?
Derek Anderson beat one team this year, Tampa Bay. Cam Newton gets in a car accident. He's going to play against Tampa Bay. All things being
what do you got? Who do you got in this game?
This game it comes down to matchups, and the Eagles have to maintain that front line matchup. I hope they do. I'm going to pick them to do it, but if somehow, some way, Dallas manages to control the offensive line and the defensive line, this could get ugly.
Yeah.
So that's our one-game video.
Yes, I like it.
Get to the podcast.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. I mean, we're going to talk NFL. We're going to go through the rest of the games. In case anybody's been paying attention, I am like at 70% over the last 3 weeks with my picks against the spread for the entire thing. I've gone.
I'm awful.
10-6, 10-6, 9-6-1. That is a pretty good record. That's 29-18 over the last 2 weeks.
People charge money for that.
And they should. So we're going to do that. We're going to talk about a wide variety of topics. So make sure to go to, again, iTunes, go to your podcast, subscribe to Meares or Meares.com. You can get it there, and we'll see you for Week 16.